More than 500,000 post-secondary students across Canada are getting ready to graduate, but are they ready for the workforce, especially coming out of a year of virtual learning? Connie and Liem, a CEO and founder of SkillPod, joins us now to share some tips on how to stand out while looking for a job. Good morning.
Good morning, Liam.
All right, so a resume and cover letter, that's a standard for job applications, but how do you add that little extra oomph to stand out?
One of the interesting things is that job descriptions are not a very good guide to what employers are actually looking for. From what I've talked to employers, there's kind of a new game in town. They're looking for skills like reliability. Do you show up? Showing up is 90% of the job. Coachability, curiosity, initiative, getting along with other people, and the ability to learn on the job.
And those are key skill sets, and a lot of people have them, but of course, it's about getting that foot in the door. And obviously, physical networking or job fairs, they're on pause right now for obvious reasons. So how do you recommend, young graduates make connections and really get their name out there?
Yeah, so use social media to your advantage. There are great opportunities right now in this virtual world to use LinkedIn as your primary networking tool. Find leaders in the industry and comment on their posts and try to get their attention. Look for things that they post where nobody else is posting and really try to capture their attention, but use social media to your advantage.
A fun fact, I actually, got my foot in the door 10 years ago here by posting on YouTube and following, people on Twitter. So I can attest that is a great strategy, right? I'm still here. So in 2020, 1/3 of students either lost or had to delay their field placement work experience, which is critical and key for a lot of young people. So how do you make up for that? Or do you just kind of acknowledge it when you're applying for a job?
You know what? There are some really interesting, again, you need to get creative. So there's some really interesting resources out there. There's a website called RIIPEN that posts internships. Get yourself there and get some experience. So there's RIIPEN. There's RBC has a great program called Future Launch. There are also websites like Fiverr and Upwork. See if you can offer something on those sites. If you can't, take this opportunity to build some skills. Get on Corsera, get on Udemy, start to build those skills.
And speaking of skills, interview skills. So sometimes you're great on paper, you got the skill sets, but it's about impressing that employer, especially during an interview. So virtual interviews are kind of standard at this point. So do you have any tips in terms of approaching virtual interviews and impressing people with basically just this much that they're seeing?
Yes, absolutely. I think number one is to prepare. It is not going to happen by accident. So prepare. Set your background up. You can control your environment. So take time to set your environment up, look professional, look like the person who you want them to see. So you can create your own setting. And then practice. For this interview today, I had 2 friends play the role of news journalists, call me on Zoom, and ask me a number of questions. The other thing you can do is you can use this to your advantage. How can you use this virtual environment? So, for example, you can give yourself little reminders, put sticky notes around your computer. The other thing you can do is you can bling up your environment. So you can do things like, here, I've got a microphone. Oh, wow, is that a professional microphone? And you say, yeah, because you know what? I started my own podcast during the pandemic.
Yeah, or you could be like, oh, these are my certificates/degrees and things that I've done extra. You can really almost visualize your resume behind you. I never even thought about that.
This is my trophy room. Yeah, right. You can bling it up, and you can bring your personality in a way that you can't in a real live interview.
Connie, thank you so much. Fantastic tips. If you're watching and you want more information and tips, you can visit skillpod.ca. Thank you so much, Connie.